Christmas is not always the merriest time of the year for everybody. Now, I love the Christmas spirit. I love that we get to celebrate Jesus' birth, even though he wasn't born on Christmas, but that's fine. But I love that we get to celebrate his birth at a specific time of the year. I also love how people are typically a little bit more joyful during the holiday season. I also love when you walk into all the different stores, you're hearing all this Christmas music and they're talking about Jesus and all these different things. I absolutely love that. But there are some aspects to Christmas that aren't always merry for everyone, including myself. And so today I want to talk about it. So welcome back to another episode of the You, Me, and Jesus podcast. We are talking about Christmas and how sometimes Christmas isn't always as merry for everybody. And like I'm one of those people. And so because I'm one of those people, I wanted to just talk about it here on the show. Now, I love Christmas. I love the lights. I love the decorations. I just love all these different things as it pertains to Christmas. Also, one of my primary love languages is gifts. And I love how during the season, people are just doing so much gift giving. And so I love the season. But when I think about my life as a kid, we didn't always get Christmas gifts, right? So like we are products of the Angel Tree, and I love the Angel Tree, which is basically where, Walmart and some of the other stores, they have these like little cards, and my mom is able to go there, put our names on it, our sizes, our ages, and all the type of stuff. And then people can go to Walmart or these stores and they can pick our names and they can go and buy the things that are on the list. And so as kids, the gifts that we typically got were from strangers, whatever strangers were able to purchase us from the Angel Tree, which I'm very thankful that we had. However, when you go back to school, you talk to your friends and you find out that they got this and they got this and they got all these different things, it doesn't feel good that you can't say that you got anything, I even got to the point to where I think it was in high school where I would lie about what I got for Christmas. I would say I got a stereo, I got a TV. I would say I got all these different things that were big that they couldn't see. So I couldn't say I got new clothes or shoes or jewelry because they would be able to see. And so I just started lying to people so that I wouldn't feel bad when they asked me what I got. I could just lie and say I got X, Y, and Z, but knowing that I didn't really get anything. And so it got to the point to where when I became an adult, I was like, I still love Christmas, and I was trying to find my ways to be able to get gifts, right? And so I'm a gift giver, so like giving people gifts and then hoping that people would buy me a gift as well, to the point to where now, the person or people that will buy me a gift is normally my best friend Joy and my friend Noelle, and then I too will buy them a gift for Christmas as well. And it's become, I guess, like routine that that is where my gift or gifts are going to come from. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think I feel thankful that people in my life will get me something, but I think I also feel sad knowing that my friends and family, some of them are going to experience like the joys and all the things that people get with gifts, and I don't get that. But also I feel sad knowing that going home for Christmas is not fun. So like, here's the thing I used to always do. When I went to college, I would always come home for Christmas. And then ever since then, every year I would come home for Christmas until I can't remember what year it was, 2020, I think it was, maybe 2021. And I was going to surprise my family coming home for Christmas. They didn't know I was coming. And I flew in, got a rental car, showed up at my sister's house. And it didn't seem like she was happy to see me. Right. And I was like, okay, well, maybe she's got things going on in her life. I get it. No problem. But it was just not like a welcome home that night. And I was just like, it just wasn't a good experience. And I am sitting there that night like, really? I just flew all across from California, spent all this money to, all this stuff. And I'm like, what am I doing? And so I just was like, I'm going home. So that night I called the airline and I changed my flight to where I got there that night at 8 o'clock at night. And then I flew out the next day at 2:00 and was like, I'm going home. So I told my sister I changed my flight and I'm going home tomorrow. And I went to go see my grandma. Mom was like, hey, I'm leaving. Just want to say hi, but I'm going out. And I went back home. And I was very sad about that. It was a very expensive trip, but and I remember when I got home and God was just talking to me and he said to me, why do you keep doing that? And I was like, doing what? He said, you keep doing this thing where you're going there hoping that it's going to be different from what you know it's going to be. And then it hurts you and it lets you down every time. And I was like, I don't understand. And he basically said, you know what it's going to be like when you go. Why do you keep going? And I was like, well, because I'm hoping for something different. It's like, but you know it's not going to be different. So why are you hoping for it? Why are you doing all these different things? And I was just like, well, isn't that what I'm supposed to do? And he's like, no, you think you're supposed to do that, but you don't have to do that. And so I started going on this journey where I was like, okay, if that is the case, then I still love Christmas. I have to figure out how to still get my need met, right? Of my love for Christmas, gifts, and all those types of things. And so I just started going, okay, like one thing that I do is I keep my tree up all year round. And I'm like, I love Christmas. I keep my tree up, right? But also, like this last year, I decided I want to have a good Christmas. I'm going to book a cruise. I'm going to go on a cruise for Christmas and have a great time. Had a great time. This year, I decided I'm going to do the exact same thing, but I want to do something different. I want to get like a little tree or something I can put in my room, get some little lights, decorations, just something in my room to make me feel like it's Christmas in my room. But then my team that worked with me, we decided to do a Secret Santa gift exchange, and everybody would buy a gift up to, I think it was $20. And I was like, okay, everybody, I'm buying everybody a gift. Y'all all need to buy me a gift. So I was like, everybody got to buy me a gift. And they were like, okay. So then I said, instead of me opening the gifts, I'm going to have somebody gift wrap them for me. So that way on Christmas morning, I can open up these things and be very surprised. But then I was getting ready for the day or something. And I heard God tell me, hey, you should create an Amazon wish list, post it on TikTok and see what could happen. I said, okay. So I posted this Amazon wish list on TikTok and people are like responding to it and whatever. And as of right now that I'm filming this, I have 13 gifts, I think 13 or 14 gifts that are now here that I get to open on Christmas morning. And this is me being like, okay, I know that it's not normally what I want it to be, and I can't make it be what I want it to be, but what I can do is I can create something else, right? And so I know that for you may be watching this and saying, yeah, Christmas is not merry for me. So then what needs to happen is you've got to ask yourself, well, first of all, why is it not merry for you? What exactly that you're feeling? What are you expecting? What are you hoping for? And what is it that you can do about it to make it different, right? What can you do about it to make it different, right? Because you can't control everybody else. You can't, right? But you can control your own environment, right? Me posting on TikTok my Amazon wish list, is it brave? Yes. Is it vulnerable? Yes. But do I have all these unopened package on the other side of the table? Yes, I do, right? I just got a notification of another package that just arrived. And I'm like giving myself the gift of allowing that to be if that happens, you know what I'm saying? And I decorate my apartment. So like, I don't have a chimney, but I have like stockings. One is me, one is my two cats, and one was my cat that passed away. And then I have a black stocking that is my future husband. And it is decorated in my hallway on the wall for Christmas, right? And it's like, that is my way of giving me what I want to make things merry for me. Does that make sense? And so decorating my room on my cruise, that is for me, right? And I can't make anything be anything about what it is, but I can control me, right? And I can control my environment. And so I also think that, maybe one day I'll grow out of it of wanting gifts for Christmas, or maybe I won't. But I think that if I want to feel merry, I have to figure out, okay, how can I help me feel merry, right? And that's what I'm going to do to make myself feel merry. Will I have moments where it still doesn't feel great? Yeah, for sure. But I can manage a bunch of different things better, right? So like I will get Christmas pajamas and I will wear them around my room while I film, because why not for me? And I'll post it online and I'm sure people will be like, they'll love it. They'll be excited for me or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm giving me, right? But what I also decided to do was I'm like, I want to go see Christmas lights, but there's this new thing on social media where you see people with their friends and they do this thing that's called the small gift exchange, or basically it's like 5 friends and either each of them will go and buy 5 of the same items as $10, right? And then they will go around, one person will put the 5 items on the table and then people would grab one. They'll grab their one gift, right? And then somebody else will do it. And next thing you know, you end up with 5 gifts. And I said, well, I want to do that. So I texted a couple girls who I really want to get to know. I said, do you guys want to do a small gift exchange? And they were like, yes, let's do it. So I'm going to have a dinner with these 3 girls, right? And we can get to know each other and do a small gift exchange. But then I decided to post on TikTok about it, about how I wanted to do the same thing with 10 other people. Well, hundreds of people responded. Hundreds of people responded. And I was like, okay, so now we are in the process of having dozens of people who are going to show up at this place in Houston, grab their food. We're going to put them in groups of 5, do a small gift exchange, and then a bunch of us are going to go see Christmas lights together. And I'm like, I am creating the experiences that I want myself. You know what I'm saying? So instead of me having to do Christmas lights for myself, I'm inviting myself to do it with other people. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm giving myself the understanding of how I feel about Christmas, that I love it and it's not so happy for me. But instead of me wallowing in that, I'm like, okay, let's do this, right? And I feel like that what God it may be saying to me is like, this is great. Like, this is me. You're not just giving yourself this thing, but you're giving other people the gift of it by inviting them into it. And it just makes me happy to do this. And all the messages that I'm getting from people that are saying, thank you for doing this. Thank you for giving us an opportunity. And I'm like, people want the same thing that I want. You know what I mean? I'm just the brave one, the bold one to go out and do something and to coordinate and bring people together. And so I wanted to share that with you because I know that Christmas can be a sad time. It can be a really happy time, but it can really be a really sad time for some people, as me too. And I want you to give yourself the gift of finding out what is it you can do during the holiday season that actually brings you joy, hope, and all that versus the sad things that you feel, because you can't control everybody else, but you can control you and your environment. Okay. So I am curious. Tell me below if this resonated with you at all. If you got questions, ask me anything in comments. And then be sure to subscribe for more.